Um, yeah, man. Wait. So what did you call this? What
So
is it?
this is a caipirinha.
Caipirinha. Cai
Caipirinha.
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 Caipirinha. You gotta roll that R.
Rinha.
Yeah, yeah.
Rinha.
Yeah,
Caipirinha.
black folks can't roll their tongue, can
Come on, man. I got a Puerto Rican. I'm from Cuba.
True, yeah, you're not. Yeah, it's true.
Caipirinha.
Caipirinha, yeah.
Okay.
Caipirinha. It's a Brazilian cocktail. It's gotten really popular in the last, I don't know, like last several years.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's great. It's light. It's summer. It's perfect for Florida.
I feel like it'd be nice with a little bit of mint.
You can do mint too.
Yeah.
You could do it. They make different versions of it and stuff like that. You can do some with pineapple and
That'd be nice.
but it's like the staple. You know, we're at the pool. My dad's like, "All right," hear him shaking away, and he just comes out and he's pouring everybody caipirinha. It's 100 degrees out, and it's just growing up. It's good.
It's great. It's a
Yeah,
good
it's
drink.
Cheers.
It's definitely
Yeah, it's for a Brazilian dinner and cocktail night.
Yeah.
So it was good.
Kanya, man.
Yeah.
Stellar.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
your wife killed it on the beans, rice, and the. I like the way that she cooked the asparagus. Honestly, I like.
Yeah,
that.
I like it more al dente.
Oh,
yeah.
exactly. A little
me too.
undercooked. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I like it too.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So here we are again, episode 2.
Here we are, folks. We got some good feedback from our last episode, so the consensus seems to be that y'all want some background on us. So we decided to take today as sort of an introduction to Mr. Concept Gray here, aka Tim.
Yep.
And just kind of explore a little bit more about him and what and why he does what he does. So, Tim, you got a little
Explaining to do.
A little explaining to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm Tim, as he said. So as far as like, let's see, gun world stuff, just a gun guy. Was studied criminology in school, but an injury kind of prevented a career path. So I got in the retail world because I kind of want to stay. I don't know. I like guns, and I just wanted to do that, and got into retail, and then got out of it, and now I'm a lumber guy. But
Are you a lumberjack?
no, I design lumber stuff, but I mean I do wear boots to work.
You're close. You're almost.
Yeah, I'm close. I wear jeans and mock toe boots, so I'm close.
All right.
But no, like photography. So I took photography in college, trying to figure out what I was gonna do and some filler classes, and I was always fascinated by cameras and capturing moments because I'm not artistic in the sense where I can't draw.
Yeah.
I don't have that ability. My dad can, surprisingly.
Yeah.
But
my brother also.
yeah, your brother's amazing. I saw that. I was like, whoa, this is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
He's really good.
Yeah.
So I could capture moments with the camera. So I took photography, black and white, film in college, kind of dabbled in it. It's really weird because my composition's okay, but I like really shined on the technical side of things, and that's just kind of like my life. Like I'm good at like the nuts and bolts. So I was really good in the dark room, and I was really good at manipulating photos analog with developer and fixer and burning and dodging and all that stuff. So I learned to maybe compensate for a little bit of lacking composition with a finished product.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what is relevant or is what's exposed now in my Instagram and my style. It's a white background and it's layouts and all that kind of stuff. But I try to express it with the way I edit. I like the stark white, as you can obviously see. So this is actually the background for Concept Gray. So this is you guys are actually seeing the real deal, what photos are made of when I'm taking them. But it was weird. So I came to a crossroads because I was like taking photos and it wasn't really doing anything, and I was just kind of trying all these different things. And 2 people actually influenced me. It was my best friend Jeff and my wife. Now wife, and they're like, you need to do something.
Now ex-wife.
No, Alex.
Oh, your current wife. Your current wife. Okay.
No, this was just a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Where it was like, okay, you need to do something. You need to have consistency, and you need to have a look. So I messed around with black background and white background, and just white is what sung to me. I like just the bright in your face. It's sharp because like when you're scrolling through something and that white background is there, it just like it stops you because it's just so stark.
Yeah.
and that's what I just kind of fell into. Is I like that. I like bright colors. It's weird because it's bright, but it's also very muted. Like I kill
Yeah,
the
it's a
saturation.
neutral white
Yeah, I
or
kill the
bright.
saturation in my photos. If you actually just like dive into the photos and you look at some of the things, I've been playing more with colors and kind of bringing them specific colors out.
Mhm.
But if you look at the things, they're very desaturated. I crush the saturation and I add a little bit more vibrance to my editing. And then lately, if there's a key color in the photo, I want to extract that and I'll like blow it up.
Yeah.
So like recently with the like Escape from New York
Yeah.
apocalypse photo,
Yeah.
I pulled the color out of there. The shotgun apocalypse photo, the shorts with the green lace in it. I ripped that green out and I just wanted it to
Yeah.
be super forward.
Yeah.
So that's what my style's become. Some can call it mundane because it is the same thing over and over in a sense.
But it's not.
Yeah.
Like, let me say, so for me, like, whenever I came across your profile, however long ago that was, one thing that stood out to me is because you see a lot of white background stuff, but it's like a superimposed white. Like,
Yes.
you have a physical white.
Yes.
And with that, there's depth.
Mhm.
You can you see everything.
Mhm.
Like, and the way that you edit things, it really brings out each individual
Mhm.
component of your piece, whatever you're doing. And that's something that I've always appreciated because it makes it not mundane. There's a lot, and no offense to anybody, but there's a lot of white background stuff where it's just like, I give a little double tap and I keep scrolling, you know how it
Yeah,
is.
yeah. A lot of guys will take the photo, they'll clip out
Yeah.
the image and put it on a white background that's not real.
Yeah.
I actually use a white background. I actually lay everything I do on top of
And
it.
I think that other method is better for like, some of the dudes who do like, maybe like a cool color
Mhm.
thing going on, or maybe
Mhm.
there's some design in the
Mhm.
background. Like, to me, that's great. I like
Mhm.
that a lot. I like that style, especially when it's kind of like a Miami vibe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
fluorescent colors.
Mhm.
That's cool.
And they can put that in there and layer it in. Yeah.
Right.
No, I dig that
Works
too.
really well. But when it's white, it just kind of feels like artificial in a
Mhm.
way. I don't know. I personally am not fond of it.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. And like the other thing too is, everything's real. It's not clipped in. And then I use natural lighting, which you found out today.
Yeah, I got to see. So the post that's gonna go along with this episode drop, he composed a concept gray
photo. Yeah.
style shot of my kit. So you'll see that with this. But yeah, it's interesting. You use natural light, which I did not expect. I thought you had a studio light.
I mean, I have lighting,
Yeah.
but I've played with lighting, and I just love natural light, and that's what I love to manipulate is natural light. Just because, especially in the time I shoot, there's certain softness to the light, and it's diffused lighting, and it's not so harsh. There is some harshness, like you can kind of see where the light's coming in a little bit, and it'll brighten up on that side. But I like how it's composed.
Yeah.
It just works for me. So yeah, I mean,
It's interesting. It was an
yeah,
eye opener.
yeah.
Your little setup. I was
Yeah.
like, hey.
And it's funny because like every
Shit.
photo I take, I always take a cell phone picture first to frame it out because all my photos are square.
Right.
They're 1-to-1 square that I post in.
Yeah.
So I'll take a cell phone picture, frame it out with how it's gonna look on social media.
Yeah.
And then I'll use my Canon, which I just recently got this one. I've been a Canon shooter for got a cocktail in there. A Canon shooter since college. So I shot film Canons and worked my way up. We shot the same cameras for a while.
Right.
Which you hooked me up with that 50, which was cool.
Yeah.
And then recently I was like, you know what, I want to take this to another step. And I was like, I know you had got the mirrorless, and I was like, man,
It's different.
it's
a
different.
different world.
Yeah,
We'll get
and
into that.
yeah. So I decided I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go with the Canon. I was gonna get the R6 Mark II, and I was waiting for that to come out. And then I called up Canon, and they had the loyalty program and all that stuff, and I ended up getting a refurbished R5 for the same money. It was a great deal that they did. There was some back and forth. Remember that whole fiasco with the credit
It
card?
was a huge fiasco.
Oh man, their system was all gummed up. Took my money, but didn't acknowledge it. My bank was like, "Sorry, it's gone." I was like, "Oh, it's a lot of money gone." My wife was like, "What happened to the money?" I was like, it's in space."
Yeah. It's in space. It's fake anyway.
Yeah,
None of
yeah.
this money is real.
It's all numbers.
Yeah.
It's not actual rate. Yeah, currency is fake.
But they hooked it up
Yeah,
afterwards,
they
right?
took care of it. They
Yeah.
gave me some stuff and expedited the shipping because I wanted the camera before my honeymoon.
Right. That was a
And
huge
I got it like
crunch.
yeah, I got it a couple days before the honeymoon.
Yeah.
And it was great. I mean, I love it. It's a nice camera. I mean,
Dude, the shots you took of your niece and your sister
Oh.
the other day, so good.
yeah,
It's
I'm proud of
but
those.
also like really genuine, super nice photos.
She is so photogenic.
Yeah.
She's such a ham, and she makes and I think too. I don't shoot a lot of people. I just shoot inanimate objects, and they don't talk back, and they don't move, and they don't do things.
Yeah.
But I've been shooting more people because of her.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really cool to like capture emotion because
Yeah.
guns are emotionless. They are tools, you know. They invoke emotion,
Right.
but they don't have emotion. Obviously, they don't have any inherent emotion.
Right.
And shooting people has been fun for me. It's
Yeah.
something I normally didn't like doing. And that last trip, you know, I was like, you know what, I wanna shoot some. I want to do some of her, and I grabbed a couple good ones of my sister, and yeah, it was fun. It was fun to come outside of just shooting objects.
Yeah.
But
I think it's great that you're doing. I'm a big fan of candid photos, and it's hard when you've got a big fancy camera. Everyone's looking at you because you're the camera guy.
Yeah.
But when you can snap,
capture it.
and it's like your wife was saying earlier about your wedding photos. They're so good because the photographer you hired, her whole jam was, I'm just getting the real vibe.
Yeah, and she did.
That's my
Yeah.
my style of like people photography. I like that. I like to get people with that like genuine facial expression. You know, in between that really nice picture, there's some really funny faces.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
like,
that's so. The photographer for my wedding captured a really good photo of my best friend. So I've got my two best friends, Jeff and LD, and I had co-best men.
yeah.
And there's a photo that I'm not sure if it was her or her husband, I'm pretty sure it was her, captured of LD, candid, and it was just pure LD. It was
Yeah.
like, I'll show you the photo later. She just got it, and like you look, like I look at that photo, I'm like, that's LD.
Nice.
Mind you, I think that was after he sprayed a whole bottle of champagne on my wife and I, but you know, it is what it is. The night was getting loose, but it's such a good photo, and it's so interesting. Photography in its sense, in itself, people like, oh, the camera does the work. Yes, it does the work capturing.
It does the
the
tech work.
It does the tech work of it. Well, and people are like, well, you're not painting a picture. And you're right. I'm not painting a picture. I'm not. But I am capturing a moment.
Yeah.
And a picture obviously is a moment in your mind, or you know, if you're doing a portrait of someone. But there's just different things that you can do, and I find that the editing side of things, especially these days, like I use Lightroom. That's my software that I like to use, and you can manipulate photographs and put that artistic behind it. Yes, you're moving slides back and forth and changing
Yeah,
colors.
but it's an artistic.
But there, I mean, I've seen a lot of edited photos that look like trash. I've edited photos and I'm like,
Yeah,
this is
same.
trash. You know, I went way too much on the contrast, and I thought I was trying to get something out of it. Which leads me to another thing: is editing is great, but I think knowing your basics, you know, catching the right exposure,
Yeah.
that's huge. Is the photo exposed correctly?
Right.
If it's not, it's a trash photo. You can pull certain parts of it, a few stops out in editing, but you're starting off with a lesser product. So
Right.
you know, guys out there and gals that are looking to get into photography, you know, want to get in this, you know, look at your basics. You know, your focus, your f-stop, and then your I'm blanking out right now. Your yeah, I said f-stop and exposure.
Yeah.
So, and your ISO too. So
Yeah.
there's some 4 key items that I think if you can get a quality photo to start with, the editing just becomes so much easier, and then you can really start expressing emotions and colors and depth.
I'll add to that, and something that I'm trying to get used to is when I've got the camera up, and this is particularly when trying to get like candid, like really genuine moments. Sometimes, and I think it's because I have phone brain, like most of us do. I'm looking at the screen or I'm looking through the viewfinder. I found that if I just take my head off to the side, I've already got it lined up and framed as I need it, and everything's right. If I take my head off of the camera and I'm just looking at the person, and I get that trigger finger going,
And you shoot like that.
man, that's when I get the best photos.
Really?
Because I'm looking at them live, and my brain processes the
Okay.
information, and I just click. Whereas when you're looking through the thing or you're looking at the screen, there's a little more delay. Your brain processes,
Mhm.
which there's a delay there,
Mhm.
and then the camera's processing, so that's twice the delay.
I see what you're
You
saying.
know what I mean?
Mhm.
So for me, I found that, I'm trying to like get off of the
Mhm.
uh, the camera
Off the
just so
camera.
that I
And
can.
it's so interesting because I'm the opposite. Like with the mirrorless now and having the live viewfinder,
Yeah.
I don't shoot off the viewfinder.
The-
I hate it.
Really?
I am very much like use the screen. Like I like to use the viewfinder. I like to
Oh
be
yeah. No,
sucked
so
into the camera.
the viewfinder is better.
Yeah, because everyone's shooting like everyone's got the window out and they're shooting like that. I mean, there are certain places where if you're up high and you
it's
can't,
great.
then it's great.
Right.
But I don't like shooting off the screen.
There's a delay.
Yeah, and not even that. I feel like you're not like you're looking here. Your camera's here. Like I don't know. I want to be in it. That's just me. It could be old school, but for now, that's the way I shoot. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are saying that the viewfinder is going to be obsolete and it's all going to be screen.
I would hate that.
I
would not
yeah.
upgrade to a camera
Yeah.
that did not have a viewfinder.
Yeah, I like having my little world in there. Like that's
Yeah.
my little world. It's dark,
Yeah.
and
It's
I'm
nice.
in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an interesting world. And no, you're a Sony guy. I'm a Canon guy. It's funny. It's like all the different brands, and people get.
I almost stuck with Sony. I mean, with
Canon.
Canon, but I was like,
So the one thing I've noticed, because of my wedding and I've been to a bunch of weddings lately.
yeah,
It seems to be that the still shooters are shooting Canons, and all the video guys and gals are shooting Sonys.
and that's why I
Every
went
single
with Sony.
wedding I've been to.
That's why I went with Sony because I
You're
wanted to get
you're
more
video, yeah. I like stills. I'm still stuck on
Yeah.
freeze framing, the moment. But yeah, I've just kind of stuck with Canon.
Yeah.
It's-
Well, it's like
like the
running a
colors.
shotgun versus running an AR.
Yeah.
It's just different applications. Like why are you choosing that
Mhm.
device for the test?
Mhm.
Right? There's reasons for it.
Yeah.
I got the Sony because I knew that I wanted to get into the world of
Of video.
video creation, particularly social media
Content.
content. Yeah. So it makes sense for me to have something that I can
Mm-hmm.
flip to the side. I can get that frame
Yeah.
and start shooting a crisp, and with the what do you call it, the image stabilization that's just built into the camera alone.
It's great.
Is already really
Yeah.
nice. But you throw that thing on a gimbal,
It's even
it's
better.
crazy.
And it's wild because because I know you mentioned the Sonys, like the R5 has in-body stabilization.
Mhm.
And the
Then the
lens
lens.
has stabilization. So
crazy.
you're getting a ton of stops of stabilization. Then throw it on a gimbal.
Yeah.
I mean, you're knocking on like cinema quality these days.
For
it's
real.
it's wild where the technology is
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, yeah, and you mentioned the thing about content creation, and maybe I'd like to touch upon that. What a world!
I know, man.
It's so weird. So
It is.
how many? It's such a weird one because I'd like to do more of it, but it seems like everyone asks you for something, and then when it actually comes to brass tacks, you're like, all right, here's the price, and let's do something. Ghost. It's a
I know.
weird world.
Well, and even, I mean, I told you I had the meeting with that
Mhm.
cigar shop. You tell them a price and they start to buck at it. And even with this guy, I was like, well, okay, what if we did a month at a discounted rate and
Mhm.
see what I could do for you, you
Mhm.
know? And even still, people, and maybe, I don't know, is it early? I feel like it's not early, but I feel like that it's like people don't see the value or the potential in what could come of
Mhm.
social media presence. If
Mhm.
you have a committed social media manager, however you want to call it, whatever, someone who's doing your social media and they're committed to
And they're
doing
good
it,
at it.
they're good at it, but they also understand what your product is, your business,
Mhm.
whatever.
That the
That's huge.
interaction.
It's like you doing it yourself, but you can't because you own the business. You're doing too much
Yeah.
already. And that was the conversation I had with this guy. He just, one, he doesn't know, and two, he doesn't have the time.
Mhm.
I'm like, well, guess what? I do know, and I could have the
Mm.
time if you got the dime. You
Yep.
know? But people don't want to put up the
Yeah.
money.
And because I think it's something they can't tangibly see right away and understand.
Right.
I think social media. I mean, it's been around for a minute now, but I still think it's juvenile stage. It's still growing and becoming something, and the platforms are there, but utilizing it for business, I think people are still trying to get used to. And you can definitely see just in the gun world the brands that utilize it, the brands that don't.
Right.
that have just awesome pages, awesome interaction, and if the ones that are doing that, they are successful.
They're killing it. Look at EOTech right now. The stuff they've been putting out in house
Mhm.
has been really
Yeah.
nice, really nice quality, really and really concise. Like just boom, boom, boom.
Mhm.
That's your little
Mhm.
reel, whatever. But then you see other companies. Their product's really good,
Mhm.
but their social media presence is garbage.
Yeah.
And that's not good
Yeah.
for them because then it's people like you or Holtworks or
Oh, his stuff's
1776.
yeah, Doug. I mean, their
Yeah.
stuff's beautiful. Like
Yeah,
Holtworks.
putting out really nice
Oh yeah,
quality stuff. They're
their
doing a
stuff
lot of
is
marketing.
awesome.
And I get it because in a way it's free advertisement. And that's
Oh yeah.
but like
Use other people's, like, I take tons of photos of products that I like that I have, and I tag companies, and why would they need to pay someone to do it when, if I make a post that gets a certain amount of likes or
Right.
a certain amount of views, yeah, that's a freebie for them, because the funny thing is people are asking me questions.
and you
And I'm like,
I got this from Wilder
yeah,
Tactical.
go check out Wilder. Go
Right.
check out, and again, and Wilder's a brand that has worked with us, and
Yeah.
they're just great guys. They make a great product,
Mhm.
so that's a little bit of a different story. But I mean, I have no problem if it's gear that I like and I'm not being paid.
We're gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it anyway. It's not about. It's
Right.
not always about the
But
money.
when your main page is dog ass. You know what I mean? It's just like it's rough. It's just I don't know. And maybe that's just like the pretentious hipster in me, the millennial in me.
The millennial.
I don't know what it is.
Hipster.
But sometimes I see a page. I was gonna buy a suppressor cover from this company. I won't say the name right now, but I was looking at their page and I was just like, oh.
So if I'm looking to buy something, guns, not guns, life stuff,
Yeah.
I will see if they have social media, specifically Instagram.
Yeah.
And I look, and it's not just like, let me look at their pretty photos. I look at their interaction. Are they interacting with their customers?
Thank you very much.
Because to me, if you have someone interacting with your customer base, if something goes wrong, something breaks,
That means I can touch someone
Yeah.
if there's an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Like the rotisserie that I got.
Yeah.
I had mine failed. My first one failed.
Because I remember I dropped you off. We went to that thing.
Yeah.
And it was sitting there on your porch.
So what ended up happening was it's so weird because one of the main drive gears, all the gears are metal, but one of the gears is plastic, which is a weird place because they're using metal everywhere else, but that one gear is plastic, and it melted. And I didn't know. I thought the motor died. And my buddy's an engineer. He cracked that sucker open. He's like, no, like the gear, the teeth on the gears were melted. And like I called them up, and I knew that I could reach out to them on social media if I needed to. But I saw that they repost my stuff, like my personal page, just for funsies because it's fun. And I talked to them because I knew I could actually get to a person. I messaged them. I said, "Hey, I got a problem." They said, "Okay, call us at this number."
Yeah.
I said, "Okay," and they replaced it. It was the guy asked me, he's like, "Did you put it in the fire?" I'm like, "No, I didn't put it in the fire." I've had this thing for a year, and like I know how to use it. I'm like, I literally told them, I'm like, go check out my Instagram. Like you can see how I'm using it. And I'm using it properly.
Yeah.
And they sent me a replacement, which was nice of them.
A replacement unit or just the piece?
No, the whole
Oh, that's great.
the whole power unit,
Yeah.
They didn't send me a whole like new spit and like claw. They just sent me the whole new motor,
That's
metal assembly, the whole thing. That just all I had to do was attach the spit to it.
Well, and to your point, when a company, whether it's Home Life or Gun Life,
Mhm.
whatever, when they're present, that
Peace of mind.
Yeah, and peace of mind, and also like I know we always hear this thing like the gun community, and it's kind of a gross thing to say, and there's pros and cons to all of that. When the community is more kumbaya and like participating with each other, for me, I don't know. I'm way more. Okay, I won't say the name, but there's a company that I used to work with, and I don't know why, but they just stopped talking to me. I don't know why, but I'll still post their stuff. I posted one of the things today, but I don't tag them anymore. And to me, that's kind of a bummer because it's like
I dug it. Yeah.
we were working together. What?
You can tell me which one this one is. Curious.
Yeah, I'll tell you after.
Okay.
This, yeah, just because I don't want to talk shit.
Yeah, no, yeah. We don't want to roll anybody on the bus unless you're trash people. I will roll somebody on the bus that's trash.
Like Springfield Armory.
No, don't do that. I like their 1911. Stop it.
Okay, no, they do make good 1911s.
I like the 1911. They're a great platform to build off.
But they're polymer garbage, and their ARs are garbage.
They don't even make their polymer.
I know,
guns.
Croatia does.
They're all imported Croatian. Yeah. What are they like? I forgot what the name of the brand is that actually.
I don't know. No one cares.
Yeah.
Don't buy them.
Yeah, I like.
Don't buy them.
I like
the Hellcat's not great.
Yeah, I like the 1911s.
1911s are nice.
I have 2.
Yeah.
So.
I know you do. Wait, can I see your where's air?
That's a high power.
Hello.
May or may not be loaded.
So this is your newer
old FN high power. That's safety valve.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, this is your newest pistol that you purchased. This is the last gun you bought, right? Yeah. Pretty dope.
It's cool. I got it from Atlantic Arms. I was actually driving to Louisiana to do my passport for my.
Right, another part of your honeymoon fiasco, right?
Jeez, yeah, that was the whole thing. So I was in the car and I was making a pit stop, and I got an email. They're like, "Oh, we got all these FN high powers." And I was like, and I've been wanting an FN high power because I was supposed to get one for somebody, and that whole deal. Remember I was talking about that deal?
I know. I really wanted to get it.
Yeah, that whole thing fell apart. So, but this is actually better because that's an actual FN, and I like that. But so I was trying to buy it.
Magazines.
Yeah, magazine safety. Old school.
Hate that.
Yeah. So I was trying to buy it, and then I clicked buy, and it was like out of stock. And I went to the next one, and the next one, because I wanted a blued one with the wood grips.
Oh, right.
And I made like 4 attempts on trying to buy it, and I finally, that's the one that I got. It's not the one that I completely wanted, but it's decent. I think I might want to get it like blued. I think I want to set it out to get.
You should get it blued and then hit up Lock.
For some grips.
That trigger is yucky.
Yeah. It's a service pistol, man. These were police surplus guns.
It doesn't even reset.
No.
What's happening here? What's going on here?
It's old school.
Oh my god.
So look, it's like hand engraved with like a lot number.
Hold on a minute. There's no tactile. I mean, it's there,
it's
but
there,
it's
but
like,
not tactile.
It's like a toothpick breaking. The tip of a toothpick, not even the whole thing. Yeah, what the hell?
Like hand engraved. They're police trade-ins from Europe.
Dude, it even looks like they scraped off the serial number that was on the barrel because that barrel's from a different gun.
It very well could be.
That's wild.
Yeah, these are all European law enforcement surplus guns or trade-ins.
It's nice though.
It's a cool gun.
It's got a nice feel.
I mean, Browning knew how to build a gun. You know, he built the 1911. He built that.
And this action is pretty smooth.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's a nice gun.
The only thing I don't like is that it's like,
So the first time I shot it, I was like, I'm not saying I was disappointed with the trigger. You know, I've been shooting a lot of 2011s and 1911s as of late, so I've had, you know, that trigger in mind. And again, this is a single action too, but it's just different. I like it. I like the pistol. Historically, it's cool, but
you have a 19. Let's see this one here.
That one is loaded for sure with one in the pipe.
With one in the pipe. Well, good thing I didn't point it at you, right?
Yeah, right. After my TRP, that's a fun gun. So I'm on a
Springfield Armory.
Yeah, see, that's a goodie. That's a goodie. It's got 10.8 performance guide rod plug, so you don't have to use the paper clip to get it out and all that stuff.
No, that's nice.
Yeah, it's a nice one.
That's nice.
No, I dig it. It's just a beast of a man gun. It's heavy. The stippling on it, the 20 LPI. Yeah. The 20 LPI nice is awesome. Mm-hmm.
I would love to get this guy, like, get some serious stippling right there.
There's places you can.
I'm sure CZ Custom could take care of it.
Probably. You know? Yeah, that's probably your best bet. I wish Springfield still had their custom house because I was going to send my other 1911 because it doesn't have any checkering in the front. It's smooth.
Yeah.
And I was going to send that to them, and it's a 45. It's a aluminum frame steel slide, so it's got both metals, but the slide is like a Parkerized, and the frame is Parkerized, and the slide is armory coated, and it's like this. It's shinier, and I hate the mismatch, like
Mm.
the matte on the shine. I wanted to get an armory coated, but they closed that down a few years ago, so I can't get that done by them. And I really want. From my understanding of what I've read, their custom shop has some really awesome pistol smiths in there, really old school guys that can really work on guns because they were doing the FBI HRT guns for a while, the 1911s, the professionals, which is a really cool gun. It's a $3,000-4,000 custom 1911.
Yeah,
It's
you
pretty cool.
1911 guys get really in the weeds with your custom, handmade,
I want
you
it. You
know,
know what I want?
forged by orcs.
I want an alchemy so bad. I want an
It's wild.
alchemy Quantico so
Yeah.
bad, but it's like something like
I,
$4,000+.
it's beyond me.
Yeah, I just like I can't. I'm like I just bought a camera. I can't do that.
Yeah, that's a whole
It's got to
thing.
make me some money first before I can buy
I
an
know.
alchemy. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's the gun wall, and I get to share the space with my wife. I get half the room; she gets the other half the room. She's
Right.
gonna mute her background so her folks in the IT world don't see a wall of guns.
Oh, so she doesn't have her screen on.
Yeah, she's got it like blurred in the back.
Oh, you can do that.
Yeah, you can set it where it just like frames you out, and you can blur it on Teams stuff like that.
Jesus. Yeah, her coworkers are like, "What's that?" She forgets to do it.
It happened one time where like AR's like laying on its side or something like that, and I was like, "What's that?"
I
She's
mean,
like,
whatever. She was in Florida. It's the freest.
yeah,
state,
exactly.
you know,
So
like,
it is what it is. Like, all right, sorry.
if you're over there in Connecticut or wherever the hell.
Our company's out of New York.
Yuck. Get out of here. Get out of here.
So
Yeah, man. I
Yeah.
mean, you know.
that's it. I mean, as far
That's
as
it.
me, like these are my guns and these are my cameras, and I like to take pictures. So if anyone out there is watching and you need product photography,
Yeah, plug that shit. Plug it.
if you need content creation, all that kind of stuff, just let me know. You can hit me up on Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
concept_gray with an E, not an A. I don't know why I did that. I just thought it was cool looking.
This is spelled both ways.
Yeah, it's spelled both
If you-
ways.
If you Google it, they're like, try it out.
Try it out. Yeah. So, and then you can hit us up on YouTube under Concept Pew.
Mm-hmm.
It's another one. You can email me at conceptgrayllc at Gmail Yahoo. Who has a Yahoo account?
Yeah, dude, how old are you?
Oh, I'm 37. I know.
AOL?
I had AOL.
Yeah,
AIM.
I'm sure you did.
AIM Messenger.
See, now
hey,
I don't even know.
you can set your like message when you're around. Leave you a message. Like you get all like mopey and like emo, like life. That's so
I
funny.
think I was kicking a ball in the
Oh,
backyard with
jeez.
with the neighborhood.
Yeah,
kid.
I got a few years on you.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can hit me up at conceptgrayllc@gmail.com, Instagram, all that stuff. If you guys need anything, I'm more than willing to do stuff. I think we are more than willing to do stuff for collaborations as well.
I mean, between you and I mean, and that's kind of part of, I think, what Tim and I are trying to steer ourselves toward is like collaborating together, not just like in the sphere of like talking shop and like what do you call it, like outreach, I guess. I don't know what the word is. What am I trying to say? Like communing with the people. Apart from that, like we both have different skill sets and we want to
Share it.
yeah, we want to share it. We want to kind of
Mhm.
expand our horizons. You're a phenomenal photographer.
Thank you.
I do some. Oh, look, it's my bedtime. I gotta wake up at 5 in the morning. You do photography. You're stellar at it.
Thank you.
And I'm getting better at videography. You know, and that's something that I feel very passionate about, and I have a drive and a creative eye toward that. So
No, the videos you put together for the Cigar Place and that last one that you sent me, I really liked it. That was good. It was a great promo vid. It was a great promo.
dude
vid.
didn't buy it though when we were at the meeting. I thought at least before we left, he was gonna be like, "Well, let me get that video. I have it. I didn't give it to you.
No,
I'm not gonna send it to you for free." You know.
No.
So
you gotta work for you gotta pay for what you work for.
I mean,
I agree.
just at least like, okay. Let me touch on this real quick before we sign off here. Something that drives me crazy about negotiations, at least. Okay, not that I'm like world traveled, but I've talked with a lot of people from other countries. In this country, people just they keep their cards to their chest. They don't do anything. Whereas from what I've gathered In other countries, it's like, I say this, they say, let me get it for this. And I say, how about I do it for this? And then they're like, how about we settle here? And then if that's good for you,
It's good for me.
that's a deal. And
Yeah,
you do the
I
deal.
feel
Here,
you're right. It's like,
they're like,
and
okay,
then they
fuck
ghost
it.
you.
And then they ghost you.
No,
It's
just
like,
tell me what you want.
what
Like,
is this?
tell me where we can meet. Like, you obviously want a service or you want a product, whatever it may be.
Right, and I have
I'm
the
here.
capability.
Like, I'm here. You are there. Let's meet in the middle. You get what you want. I get what I want, and then we're done. But
Right.
like, people are afraid to like.
It's a fear of rejection, and I think it's cowardly. I think it's gross.
It's weird.
It's gross.
It's weird. Just tell me.
Just
Tell
throw out
me.
an offer.
And the worst
You
about
don't
it is
like
the ghosting. It's just like.
like,
no answer. No, give me some feedback. Am I too high? Am I this? Am I that? Am I not offering enough?
did I spit on you when we were talking?
Yeah. Like, is there something going on? Because, and that's the way is constructive criticism is a good thing because it allows you to be better.
Yes.
Getting feedback is like, you missed the mark here because of X, Y, Z.
Right.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I need to tighten up on. That's what I need to change. That's what I need to do here.
Yeah.
I totally understand.
Yeah.
I get it.
It drives me crazy. I just want to be honest with people. I want to have an honest conversation. And when you're sitting over here and you're hiding, and then like you said, the ghosting, it's like
it's
like going on a first date and you make out and then you never talk again. It's like, why'd you even kiss me?
Yeah.
Like, let's stop fucking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What is going on here?
No.
Anyways, I can rant
Yeah.
for a minute on that. So
I do want to say one more thing.
Yeah.
I know I kind of plug myself, but if anyone out there is like new to photography or just getting into this and you want tips, just DM me. If you have any questions about gear and technique and all that kind of stuff, I dig that. Just hit me up. I get a lot of questions about gun stuff. Would you do this, that, which is cool.
Yeah.
But on the art side of things, if you want to talk shop about cameras and photography, I'm here too for that. So
I appreciate you bringing that up because I also have had a lot of encounters with people. They just come in, they ask me a question about this. I personally love when someone is it says you have a message request from whoever. For me, it's fun to find somebody who doesn't know, but they're seeking knowledge. I think that that's a beautiful thing. I did it.
I did it. Yeah, I did it for a lot of things in life. I ask questions. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. What do I do? You're obviously good at it.
But more importantly, how much did it suck when someone was just like, I don't know, Google it.
Oh,
I've had that happen. And it's like, first of all, why did you respond
yeah.
at all?
No, no, dude, you're totally right about that. And it's like a defeating. I hate that. Why don't you? Because there's a difference between just Googling something and reading it on tech, like something that instead of communicating, even though it may be communication through message,
Right.
but there's just like personal connection, even though it's through a messenger of like, okay, that is an actual live person on the other end that's giving their emotions and their opinion and
They're
their
considering what I'm saying
exactly.
and giving me their take.
Yeah.
Which is so valuable. And you and I have talked about this off camera plenty. This whole thing of, we don't appreciate other people's opinion. It's rough in this country, and I don't know if it's in other countries, whatever. I can only speak to here, but like, we don't appreciate other people's opinion. And I know you and I, we struck like when that gal came and sat down with us. It was fun to just ask her questions about what she thinks about whatever, just because your opinion.
Did I send the picture I took of her?
No.
I'll show that to you later.
Yeah, you should.
I edited and snapped it.
Yeah, send me that.
I was like, remember I was like, hey, hang on a second, and I got a good candidate of her.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah, send it.
It's a cool one.
Anyways, point is, hit us up.
Yep. Oh, notice every gun's a hammer fired gun.
Look at that.
No polymer. I mean, no striker fired, or it's interesting. Everything's hammer fired right now.
Should we pull one down? You got a Glock right there.
Yeah, I have one Glock on the wall.
Ew, M&P 22 compact.
That's a great gun suppressed. I have my Surefire on that thing, but everything is hammer fired right now.
All right. Say anything about? I don't know.
Nah,
Just get at
hit us up. Yeah, all right, guys. Take it easy.
Laters.
Bye.